Good morning and welcome to Agoracom's small cap stock news for Monday, December the 2nd, 2013. I've done my morning routine. I've gone through a bunch of press releases and I've found the best ones that I hope will help you find a bunch of companies to do your homework on and ultimately find some investment winners in there as well. I'm Alan Barry Labucan. I'm the chief market commentator for Agoracom. And today we have six companies to talk about. We're trying to keep the show to around a 10-minute time frame, so I'm going to get right to them. The first company I wanted to talk about today is Virtutone. Virtutone Networks is a Agoracom sponsor. I wanted to mention that before I talk about the news. As always, the companies that I talk about are based on merits, regardless of whether they're a sponsor or not. And on the merits, Virtutone had some very good news. They had a news out that they've reached a record month of $7.2 million in revenue for the month of November. Quote from Jason Allen, who's the chief executive officer of Virtutone. He stated, and I quote, "This is the highest monthly revenues that the company has ever seen. We were able to turn over our capital faster this month by focusing on customers with shorter payment terms, hence allow us to generate additional revenues," end quote. I've been following Virtutone. I featured it a few times as one of my picks on the best of the best in weekly news. And what I've liked about the company is that last year they only did about $2.5 million in the entire year for revenue, and the last 4 or 5 months prior to this one, they had been doing for most of the year well over $2 million a month. The last few months have been $3 million plus. And now we've got a $7 million amount, which is a very good number. Now, looking at their stock, the market liked this news. They're up 3 cents today to 43 cents on 79,000 shares traded. Stock's been on a very good move since around the latter part of October. Was trading at 20 cents back then, now trading at 40-some cents. Looking to be in a pretty solid trend right now. The stock symbol for Virtutone is VFX, and they trade on the Venture Exchange. The next company is Santa Cruz Silver. Santa Cruz Silver announced that they're going to, they gave their third quarter 2013 operating update, and they have some good details in there. Some of the highlights are that they're talking about their high-grade production from the Rosario 1 and 3 stopes at Rosario 2 vein, feeding the mill. The main access ramp intersected the Rosario 2 vein, which will result in increased mine production over the coming weeks. They developed the main access ramp to level 2 and expected to reach its target by mid-January. Mine plan on target to achieve 500 tons per day by end of first quarter 2014. Installation of a third ball mill expected to complete in January 14, increasing milling capacity from the current 300 tons per day to 700 tons per day. So some good news on their production numbers and trying to increase those numbers. Looking at the stock chart, it's now testing the lows that it had in the summertime back in June and July. I'd like to see it sort of stabilize it higher than that. Not too happy to see the volume on the downside, but I am looking for Santa Cruz Silver to bottom and get into into a stronger trend. The stock symbol on Santa Cruz Silver Mining is SCZ, and it trades on the Venture Exchange. Next company is Zenyatta Zenyatta Ventures. Zenyatta Ventures announced its initial National Instrument 43101 compliant resource estimate on their 100% owned Albany graphite deposit located in northeast Ontario. 25 million tons at an average grade of 3.89% graphitic carbon, containing 977,000 tons of graphitic carbon. In addition, inferred mineral resources showed a good number as well. You can find all that, including a good quote from Aubrey Everlay in the press release. It gives you some very good details so you can understand what's going on there. Zenyatta stock was down 23 cents today, so I guess the market didn't like what they read. It's kind of an initial knee-jerk reaction. I think you need to look at those numbers a little bit closer, which I will be doing today. The stock was on a tremendously good run from January till July. Came off there, seemed to have bottomed in October. Hit two bottoms in October, and since then has been trending up nicely. Don't like to see these big correction days, but we'll see what happens in the near term with Zenyatta. Their stock symbol is ZEN, and they trade on the venture. The next company is Avino Silver and Gold. Avino Silver and Gold announced that their Q3 report, they had net earnings of $938,000 per share, or works out to 3 cents per share, and cash flow from operations of $1.58 million, which works out to 6 cents per share. There's a bunch of details in the report that you can find on the company's website. Just looking at the stock today, they're down 7 cents to $1.13, and the stock trend actually been looking pretty good since early July. Had a good run from early July to early September. Gave back some of those gains, but had a much higher low when it stopped pulling back. Then it rallied off of that low. The low was in mid-October. Rallied off of that. Gave back some of the ground, but it's again creating a higher low. This is a trend that I like to see. Their stock symbol is ASM, and they trade on the Venture Exchange. The next company is Cayden Resources. They announced drilling results from their El Barquino gold property in Jalisco State, Mexico. They had one of the drill holes intersected 16 meters of 5.89 grams per ton gold and 10 meters of 5.88 grams per ton gold in separate mineralized structures at El Barquilla Plus, or Menuso. You can find the table with the various different drill holes in there, and a quote from the president. So some good information, good drill results there. Stock's down a penny today to $1.09. This one had a very good run that started back in May. Was trading at about 66 cents in May. Got up to $1.80. Gave back a bunch of those gains, but kept a lot of them too. So it's had a nice higher lows. So I'm encouraged to see that. The stock symbol is CYD, and they trade on the Venture Exchange. And the final company today is Pretium Resources. Excuse me. Pretium Resources had drill results from underground exploration, which concludes with more high-grade gold intersections and expansion of the Valley of the Kings discovery. I love that name, Valley of the Kings. And this is a phenomenal project. They intersected 328 grams per ton gold, uncut over 20 meters, including 1,340 grams per ton gold, uncut of over half a meter. There's just, this thing consistently kicks out extremely high-grade gold. You can find that on the company's press release on their website. And on a day when gold's getting hit pretty good, Pretium is running quite nicely. They're up 41 cents today to $6.17. Uh, they bottomed back in late November. Since then, they've been on a very good run. This has been a very good pick for our best of the best in weekly news show. I like this company a lot. PVG is their stock symbol, and they trade on the Toronto Exchange. That is a wrap on the news for today. As always, before making any investment decisions, it's important for you to speak with your financial advisors and do your homework. Join me tomorrow for our next daily news show. Have a great day, and I hope you enjoy the show.